Welcome friends. In this video I am going to explaining about how you can insert multiple rows inside a table. Yeah, multiple records inside a table. Very important because in previous videos I already explained about how you can insert a single record inside a table that by using SQL query. But in this video you will going to know about how you can insert multiple number of records at a single SQL step. It's a very important and it's benefited for you if you want to insert lots of records at a single time, at a single execution. Okay, so how could you can do? There is a function called as a execute many. This method is generally helps you to storing multiple list of tuples. That is multiple list of tuples which contains the data inside it and that is going to be stored inside a table. Okay, execute many is the function. Very important function. So first you have to create a cursor object. After creating the cursor function, then you have to go for the cursor object. That cursor object and you have to write this SQL statement, insert into customers values, whatever you have to written values. But when the cursor object is going to be execute, that not single statement going to be execute function, here you have to write execute many. Then SQL, then var. Okay, then you have to commit, then my cursor dot row count. How many records are going to be published in your database? Sorry, in your table, you will know. Okay, so let's see how it is going to work. In my particular SQL script, there is two tables, one customer table, another is a student table. Okay, so let's see. In my insert query, there is one customer table and there is a student. Okay, so having both tables having three columns and there is a default column which contains the primary key which is identify the entire record in a specific table. Okay, so I have to take the student. Okay, I have to take the student. So if I go through the my insert many records, okay, inside a table, the same lines of code will be repeated in this particular section also. So you have to write first of all MySQL.connector, then move on to the connect function. Within connect function, there are the different parameters: host, username, password, database. So these are the different parameters you have to define. Then you have to go for the creating the cursor object. You have to defining the two string variables that's called as string objects that contains the SQL statement. This is one SQL statement and this is the another that contains the data. Okay, in the form of tuple. Okay, so now when the cursor object execute function will combine the SQL statement and the var, that's a tuple, then it will be execute and then it will be given you after the mydb.commit. After this statement, it will be created a record and it will be printed as a one record insert. Okay, here in below. So before you commit, it cannot be. After commit, it work and insert a record. So now I go through this way. Insert many records. Insert many records in a table. In a student table. Student table. Okay. So first of all, you have to import MySQL dot connector. Then mydb equal to MySQL dot connector dot connect. Okay, dot connect. Fine. MySQL dot connector dot connect. So here you have to define these parameters. That's a host, username, password, and your database name. Okay, you have to declare. And the time you have to declare here. Okay, complete. Then you have to move on to the, if it is successful, if it is returns a successful connection to the MyDB object, then you are going to create a cursor. Okay, so before that you have to check it, then go for the here and run it. So it will show you successful message. If there is any error, then show you error. Okay, so So here is showing you error, but it is not required. If you go for the another time run it. Okay. So there is successful. There is nothing errors are showing in this message. Now you have to write SQL statement. Okay. Now you have to write that SQL statement. Okay. Fine. So what is the SQL? So we have to create a cursor object. Without cursor, you can't SQL statement is going to be executed. My cursor equal to my db dot cursor within bracket. Okay. So there is a cursor function. After the connection object successful return, then after this mydb will connect to the cursor function using dot operator. It returns the true my cursor. Then you have to write the SQL statement equal to within double quote insert into student within bracket. You have to give in a name. You have to give in a this entire student function. You have to copy it. Okay, no issue. If you are already written it, then copy it. Okay. Then there is a val function. This is the list of tuples. Okay, list of tuples. And inside this, you have to define your tuple values. Let's say name, address, and name, age, address. So I will take in this data and update here. Okay. So Sam, you have to update in the fine, then comma, then another list, another tuple, comma, then another tuple, comma, then another tuple, comma. Okay, then another tuple. Okay, at the last tuple, you have not mentioned any comma. Okay, so if you go for the formal way, this is a format of this tuple, comma, tuple, comma. Okay, this is the procedure. So this is the process. Okay, you have to update this data. Okay, A1, 1. Okay, and after that you have to mention here address. Then here you have to mention this thing. Okay. Okay. Fine. Completed. Now you have to execute. Many is the function going to be execute by my cursor dot execute many SQL comma val. After that you have to print how many records are going to be executed. Let's say my cursor dot row count comma inserted successfully. So dot row count inserted successfully. Okay, fine. So if you go run it and see, okay, my 5 records are inserted successfully. You have to return here 5 records. That's a good name. 5 records inserted successfully. Now you have to check it. It's a successfully inserted or not. Go directly in your browser, type your localhost, and here go to the phpMyAdmin. It's take time. Okay, because it's a lots of databases for the practicing purposes I am already created here. That's why it's take a time. So my particular database is present inside this group. That's a LingarajTechhub, and inside this particular group there is a two databases, that is a LingarajTechhub and LingarajTechhub Python. I am connected to this LingarajTechhub Python, and now when I am click on it, it will show you two tables. That's a customer and student. And when click on the student table, there are five records which will now I have inserted multiple times, it will show you. That's a student record. Yes, but it not shows you. Okay, how there is some issues arises. Why it is not showing me? Okay, so there is a student name, age, address, values. So there is a five values I am giving. Okay, another time I run it. See what happened. Okay, just a minute. Five records inserted successfully. Okay, it's not working, but there is no issue inside this code. Okay, let's see another time in my code window. Okay, I am not giving as a commit. That's a very important. Okay, my cursor, mydb.com, mydb.com. Okay, then it work. The connect object, it will generally closing the connection and saving whatever the SQL statements I am going to fire. So always remember, after execution of SQL statements, you have to commit, okay, inside the Python script. If you are not going to commit inside the Python script, it's not work properly, and after some time you see they successfully execute the script, but the data is not going to be inserted inside the particular table. So you have to serious about how it is going to be closed perfectly. Okay, and save your records inside the table. So when I am click on it, go to the Python file. When I will run it, it will shows you. Okay, just a minute. I will run the code simple. Delete it. Run the code. Okay, now it's a file records inserted successfully. When I am go through the browser, it will show you all the records. Why it is showing me 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? In before that, I am run the script in multiple number of times. The increment is also 5, 5, 10 times, 11, then 12. This is perfect indexing, perfect key value is assigned to this role. If you want to update it, you can go through the operation section here and update your auto increment. You have to do here. Okay, there is the incremental value 17 after this. Okay, before going to insert any new value, you here update it. First you have to update here, let's say 1 2 3 4 5, then you have to count. So here I have to update first. Okay, that's a 2, then you have to, that's a 3, then you have say 4, then you have so 5. You can alter also here 6. Okay, when you are going and come to here and changes it as a 7. Okay, that's a 7. It's perfect. Now come here 6, then 7. Okay, if I am another time, it is going to be running. See what happened. I am changes something here. Okay, I added some extra number here. Fine. Now I am run it. Just a minute. It's need to start every time as a new. That's why it is showing me MySQL connect error. So when I am go here and see 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the sequence is continue. Then next, when you go see, there is a 12 is given. So in this is the way you can do your multiple records insertion through Python script, and this is the execute many after the after execution of the statements. Then you have to commit your database, because if you are not committing whatever the scripts you are going to run, it's a run the multiple times, but are not ready to insert that records inside the table. So you have a responsibility and to know about after end of your SQL statement execution, you have to mention commit function, because mydb.commit, which will be generally close, full stop, end point of your connection. Fine, understand how it is going to be work. So that's all. If this video is helpful for you, please like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.